Okay folks, this is another VP4 US Open match. We're coming into it a bit late, didn't know it was starting, but it's a race to 21. We've arrived at a good time. It's 4 racks all, so it's all even. And we've got Freeball, an old time VP3 player, against Imajica. Freeball from down in England, down in London I believe, and Imajica, who I think from the Irish Republic. So this is of course the non-handicapped event, and let's have a quick check in the bracket. I think this is a round 2 match. Yep, there it is there, and the winner of this match will go through to play the winner of either Snake Eyes or Kaz 207. Right, so what have we got so far? Nobody's opened up a gap yet, so it doesn't look as if there's maybe any discernible pattern to the match. Now I wonder if that 2 ball goes. Let's have a look. No, it doesn't. So Freeball shouldn't be trying to do too much with the cue ball here. Probably just looking to get in a position where he can play a safe. Well, perhaps did try to play the billiard there on the 8 ball, but he's still okay. That 2 won't go. And this is difficult to work out what would be a safety shot here. I don't know whether he can hit the 2 full on. If he could just stop the cue ball in front of the 9, and that makes it difficult to cue the ball. Well, he tried a billiard as well, I think, but he's came up dry and he's left a 2 over the pocket for Freeball. And the problem he's got is getting on the 3 in such a way he can either play the combo onto the 8 ball. Well, that's what it's going to be now because he's drawn into it. So a nice little soft combo, leave the 3 over the pocket, and then he wants to get out into the middle of the table for the 4 into the right centre. Well, he's going to leave it long, and that's not exactly perfect because he's now got to move the cue ball to get over for the 5. I think it would have been a lot better getting into the middle, but he's got it, and he's sitting nice on the 5, and again can draw back for that 6 into the right middle, and that way you've got an angle if he keeps running, and he's short of pace. So now the cue ball's got to run, and this is danger of an in off here. If he runs round the angles down into that corner, where's the cue ball going to end up? Well, I think he's perfectly safe. So Freeball takes the lead and breaks off in rack number 10. Freeball going for the centre break as well. Albinario was doing that mostly last night in his match against Polo, which he came through in the end. I think it was about 21-15 or something he won. That was a round 2 match, and Imajica again's overhit that. So we're almost 9 racks into the game, and Imajica seems to be struggling for cue ball control a wee bit here. Trying to bank that to the end rail. It's fallen short, and Freeball might well fancy his chances of a thin cut here. Cue ball's going to be running all over the place though. Got the kiss off the 4, that came in handy. There's a problem here. If he just runs this 3 ball in, the cue ball's going to hit the 9, and he's no guarantee of getting on the 4. And he's managed to draw it across. Now the problem shot, getting from the 4 to the 5. Now if he's playing it with bottom and right, he's going to run over towards the 6, I think. Well, he's played that perfect. If it slows down. Got a nice angle just to get the cue ball up between the 8 and the 7. Well, he's overhit that. He's leaving it at long distance, and that makes it more difficult to control the cue ball. Needed just about half that pace. Get the cue ball up to about the middle pockets would have done. But again, he's got it under control. And now needs good control as well to get down onto this 9. Could come off the side. It looks as if he's drawing up. And he's just overdone it. He's going to finish square, so now he's got a problem. And it's either going to be the delicate cut into the middle or the bank. And he's missed it. Set it up for Imajica. Again, that was drawn for position. Maybe the better shot would have been to come off the left side rail and bring the cue ball across for position. When you're drawn for position, well, that's like maybe an unwritten rule. It's always best to maybe use the rails for position and try to draw for position. But Imajica has put paid to that rack. 9 ball on the break. And all of a sudden, from a 1 rack deficit, he's now leading by 6 racks to 5. Yeah, if you can play position where you're moving the cue ball rather than having to draw it, drawing the cue ball for position is always going to be a difficult shot to judge. And Freeball misses the cut down the rail on the 1 ball, and I think it'll squeeze past the 3. It might. Oh yeah, plenty of room. Now, are we going to see the attempted billiard onto the 9? And what Imajica doesn't want to do here is hit this soft and leave things adjacent to that 9 ball. If the 9 ball's hanging over the corner pocket, he's only going to be setting it up for free ball, so he needs to be careful. And he's played it well. Cue ball's avoided the scratch, and now we've got a 2 rack lead. 9 balls flown in again. Well, that's from a match that we had last night where we never saw any 9 ball breaks. We've had 2 in the space of a minute in this match. But I think we're back to normality. Imajica's come up dry. But within the blink of an eye, he's got a 3 rack lead, and Freeball plays a 1-9 combo. Well, these racks are going to fly through if we keep it up at this pace. And Freeball gets a ball in the break, don't know what went in. And he's got a very thin cut in this one, but there is a 2-9 combo sitting up the far end, but the 4 ball's going to be the issue. He needs to kiss off the 8. I think it's going too hard. Well, that's unlucky. Almost played that perfect. It was a very, very tight gap. Now, was that a legal shot? Well, it is, and he's ended up reasonably safe. And the shot here would be just to edge that 2 ball along the rail behind the 8 and 9 and get the cue ball up at this far end here. There's an angle to bring it up towards the 7 ball and keep good distance. And these are the type of shots where you've got to resist from trying to play something ambitious. Well, Imajica's played it the other way, and he's still, I think, get the same result. He's got the hook. Freeball could see the edge though. Now a little bit of cat and mouse going on, and I think Imajica's going to find himself in trouble any second here. Freeball maybe trying to tuck the cue ball away, and he's played that well, I think. Well, there's no chance that there's going to be a jump shot played here, so where's the angle to get the kick in this too? I don't see it. It's going to have to be end rail here, this short rail, and up the table, and try and hit it direct. Well, almost didn't quite judge it. But what it means is Freeball's get ball in hand, and again, someone with the experience that he has, he's got to run out here. There's no reason why he shouldn't. Now I think he can actually just draw off this 4, cut it into the middle and get out into the table for the 5. Well, he's decided to play it soft. He's still on the 5 though. He's got a better sighting of the angles, looking right down the cue, than what I've got. Now this is going to be a problem, because again he's playing this at distance. Pretty straight 7 ball, big deep draw, and really hoping to get on the 8. Again, playing that draw shot, there's just very little idea where the cue ball's exactly going to finish. And now he's in no man's land. He's got to pull one out. He gets it, but he's still in trouble. Got a tough 9, and you don't want to be dogging these and giving gifts. Well, he played that well. 2 tough shots, he knew he had to get them. Objective done. He's cleared the rack out, and Freeball gets another 9 ball in the break. And from 5-8 behind, he's now 8 all. The balls are flying in all over the place in this match. So you can get balls in the break. And now he's got 9 feet between the 1 ball and the 2 ball. And again, big draw. And he's overdone it, because that's going to hook behind the 9, I think. Has it? I think he might be alright. Oh, he's okay. Plenty of room. Needs to slow up. That's fine. I don't know whether the angle's there to run onto this 5. Well, he's just nudged it, and he's nudged it a wee bit more away from the rail, and that'll make it a more comfortable shot. Well, he's got a big angle in this 5. Maybe wants to come off 2 rails, this side rail, the left rail and the right rail, and back out for the 7, which is what he's done. Now, what's the angles he got there? Well, I think he might be able to just run past the right hand side of the 9 ball and leave it into the same pocket. Well, no, he can't. He's run into it, and probably just going to play a little push. Well, is he going for the bank? That needs to be good, and in it goes. Brave shot. And another ball in the break. But I don't think he's got a really great shot in the 1 ball. Let's have a look. I don't think that cuts past the 2, so it doesn't go anywhere in any of those pockets, so he's got to be looking for good cover here. And there's plenty of balls lying around here. Needs to keep running, and that'll do. However, Imajica could certainly jump that. Again, the problem balls are the 8 and 9 on that right hand rail, so there's more work to be done in this rack for whoever gets in next. And that's a failed jump shot. And luckily for Imajica, he didn't move any balls towards the 8 and 9 to dislodge them, so again it's leaving the work up to Freeball to see how he can handle it. As long as the cue ball ends up in the middle of the table, he can squeeze past that 9 to cut the 8 down the rail, and the 8's off the rail, which makes it a bit easier. Again, he's in no man's land. He's going to have to pull out a good cut in this 6 ball. Cue ball might be going dangerously close to the end off. Difficult to say what he's thinking here. Well, digging deep. He's got the cut. He's played it well, controlled it well. And again, with this shot, he can either try and drop it in soft or come across the table twice. Well, he's overdone it and missed the 7. I'm assuming he was going to intend to leave a bank or something, or just play a thin safe, but Imajica's back in. That 7 ball looks as if it's, well, if he plays this with inside English, he's got a chance to kick across to that 8 and 9. How's his luck? Well, that looks pretty good. That's a reasonably straight shot, and he should be able to just bring the cue ball further up the table to give him a sight on the 9. The 9 ball's off the rail, and this really shouldn't be any problem for him, just to tuck it along the side rail into the pocket. And it goes, and we're back all square. Cue ball flies into the bottom left. Cue ball's running up, I think, nicely. Well, maybe a little bit too much, but he's got a shot in the 1. And balls are sitting all in the open, so now to see whether Imajica can do the business here. Well, it's going to be an unforced error or a poor positional shot that's going to scupper his chances in this rack, because the balls are sitting pretty well. Well, there, no sooner have I opened my mouth, he might have caused a problem. No, he can see the 4, I think. Can he? I think he can see the potting angle. Can he squeeze past that 5? Maybe not. He's digging a jump stick out. And he's played it well. Cue ball right in the heart of the table, and now you can do a little soft draw for this 6 ball. Doesn't want to drop behind that 7 though. I think he's going to have another problem here. He's cueing over the 7, but the angle's there on the 6 to bring the cue ball back across to the left hand rail for the 7. Well, he's went the other way, and that's a good shot. Now he's got a dead straight shot pretty much on the 7. And where can he get the potting angle in that 8? He would have to draw back more or less back towards this bottom rail here. This is tough. Well, he's managed to cut it into the middle, and that English that he had in the cue ball's killed the pace dead in that corner. And now is he going to try and hook free ball behind the 9 or go for the bank? Well, he went all out for the bank, thundered it in 100 miles an hour, finished perfect in the 9. Well, Imajica takes the lead again, 10 racks to 9. I think that was a 4 ball that flew into the top right corner. Now, does the 1 go between the 2 and the 7? Oh, it does. You can get a bus through there, plenty of room. The only problem he's got is whether he can get on the 2. His cue ball would need to come up more or less a similar position or near that middle pocket. Well, I don't know what he tried there. I think every ball in the table moved there. The free ball's got an issue to deal with. That's 7 ball. I think that's pretty nigh perfect in the 3. Now he could take a big risk here and try and move the cue ball into the 7, but he's only hoping he'd be on the 6. So now with this shot, having played it softly, he needs another soft one just to roll the 6 in and get the cue ball as close to the rail as he can. And again, the problem being he's got a tough shot in the 8 unless he moves this cue ball. You have to punch this. Well, he's got an awkward one. This isn't easy. He needs to watch the pace though. Well, in it goes. Closely followed by the 9 ball, and we're back at 10 racks all. Halfway home. And again, balls are going in the break. He's got a shot in the 2 ball. I think the 1 in the 8 ball's gone. And that 2 into the right middle. The best he's going to get is a 3-4 combo in his next shot. Well, he's decided to try the 2 into the corner. He's missed it. Imajica's got the cue ball in about as good a position as he could here for this 3-4 combo. And the angle that he's got to hit this 4 at with the 3 means the 3 was going to bounce off the rail. Well, he's still got a shot. And he's got the angle to get up for that 5. That's a good shot. Doesn't want to be too straight though. It looks pretty straight. He might just draw back and play the 6 long down into this bottom right hand corner as we look. No. Ah well. Could either have drawn it across or followed through. And this is again the perfect angle to drop over behind this 7 ball. Could leave himself on it into the right middle, or maybe into that top right hand corner. And sometimes with these shots you should just go for your first instinct. Well, that's finished perfect for it into the right middle. Again, the angle that he has is taking him beyond the 9 ball, so he could either go off the top rail there as we look at that end and back up. If he's got the pace right, that is perfect. Easy 9 into the middle. And this match is going backward and forward, forward to and fro. Imajica takes the lead. 11 racks to 10. Three ball. Oh, I thought that was going in. But dry break and nothing. Nothing at all for free ball. So he's going to look to just edge the one in behind the two. And he's got that done. What does Imajica see? Oh, you can see the edge of the two. Sorry, the one. Well, free ball might do the same thing again. This time he's left a cue ball there. But once again, absolutely no shot on here for Imajica. And the one thing he should do is he should be thinking about not moving balls, because he's got a pretty slim chance of hitting this one, and he's going to try and kick it off 2 rails. He's failed in that. And luckily he's only moved to 7, and he's now tied a 2 ball right on the rail, so the odds on anyone running out this rack are fairly slim. But free ball's got ball in hand in the 1, and he's going to be running this cue ball into that 3 ball. Well, he's decided the way the balls are, what's the point in trying to run them out? He's maybe going to get a better chance trying to go for the 3 fouls, and that's what he's doing. Now this is the point where Imajica does want to move balls, because if he misses this 1 ball, he's going to be stuck right in behind those 3 balls again. No doubt about it. He's got the hit, and not only has he got the hit, he's nudged in the 3. So now, even though Imajica's not really got a shot other than the bank the one, he's in control. He can bank the 1 ball across over to the 9 and get the cue ball back in behind these 3 balls here. Well, did he actually go for the cut in the 1? I don't know why. He had absolutely no shot on the 2. Now, has free ball got lucky? I think he has, you know, because the two will squeeze past that 4. Just squeezed in. Of course, the 5 is sitting securely next to that 8 ball on the top rail. Free ball doesn't want to hook himself here. He's maybe going to sacrifice control here. And that's the only place he didn't want to be, but he's got an easy kick. Just got to kick and hope though. Well, that's not bad. That could have been so much better if he'd killed the pace of that cue ball behind the 9 there. And that wasn't really a very convincing bank. And free ball played the bank, put all his eggs in one basket, and was going to play the 6-9 combo, but as it is, Imajica's going to have that opportunity if he gets his pace right in this cue ball, and that's way too hard to line up this 6-9 combo. He wanted to be sitting reasonably close to that 7 ball to give him any good chance of making a combo. Now there's a shot there where I would need to ask Imajica what exactly was going through his mind, because I haven't a clue what he was attempting. And that's a nice little touch onto the 7. And just a dead weight roll on the 8. And leave this 9 ball long down into this bottom right hand corner. So again, nobody is being able to get away from either player in this match. We're back at 11 racks all. Well, again, it's difficult to work out what was being attempted here, whether it was a cue ball that was going into a safe place or trying to nudge the one safe in the rail. But again, in this position, the way these balls are sitting, Imajica's got the pressure on. He knows he has to run out. He can't sacrifice giving away gifts at this stage. And he might have cocked up there. Oh dear. Well, there's no way he's potting that as it is, so he's going to have to dig out the jump stick, and needs to be careful. He's got to have played that well. Didn't mess about, just lined it up and played the shot. And again, that's just a poorly played shot. He did not need that amount of spin in the cue ball, and he's now giving himself problems. Okay, he'd expect to cut this 5 in, but he's playing it at distance. And it thought about it. Again, we've got a distance shot, and it still makes the next shot difficult for position. 7's right in the middle of the table. He shouldn't have any problems though. Now, is he going to keep running? That looks good. He'll be happy with that. Now there's a whole area table to get the cue ball into, so no reason why he's never going to get on this 9. Again, dead weight roll. Don't be stunning these in because they'll rattle in these pockets. Imajica takes the lead again. This time, nothing doing for him, and not a lot doing for Freeball here, because although he's got the 1 ball, he's going to have to try and move this cue ball. He might play this with a lot inside, or he might just do that and think he's playing a safety. Well, there's good distance between the 6 ball and the cue ball, so Imajica will be going for the jump. And he's managed to roll through it, put a shot in the 3. Well, we're in the second half of this match, and it's getting to a stage now where if if you get that little 1 and 2 rack lead, if you can just keep holding that, then your odds on that you're going to come through. It is getting to a sort of dodgy stage in the match. Well, that's dodgy as well, because he's finished a foot short for this 6 ball, and Freeball will be sitting there ready to pounce in this if he doesn't get the cut. He's got to get this thin, and he's got to think about where the cue ball's going to end up for a shot in the 7, and that looks perfect as long as he doesn't scratch. And he's sitting with a very nice angle in the 7. Imajica trying his damnedest to run this rack out. Again, we've got one of those 9 balls sitting right in the middle of the table, and the shot here, the shot I would play would be top and up that left hand side of the table, and that's what he's done. Doesn't want to hit that knuckle. That's okay. A simple 9 just to roll in. So now Freeball's staring at a 2 rack gap here. Imajica, of course, still with a break. And something else flew in, and I didn't even see where that went. Well, we know where the problem is now. This 9 ball, let's have a look at it. Well, it's not on the rail, and it's not going into that middle pocket, but you've got to get a good position on it to get a nice comfortable shot in that 9. And that's a good shot. Just drop the 2 ball in. But what's he going to do with the 4? He could just stun across and leave that 4 ball up into the top left. That's the simplest shot. But he needed to be a wee bit more generous with the pace. It's one of those uncomfortable cuts into a blind pocket. But in it goes. Oh dear, didn't want that. Did not want the kiss on the 6. Now what does he do? Well, there's certainly not many places to try and hide the cue ball. Might be best to try and just cut that towards the 9, but then again the risk he's got there is he's just going to set up a combo. As he banked it into the corner, oh, unlucky. That was a good attempt, but Freeball's got an opportunity here. He actually had an angle there where he could maybe brought the cue ball over and try and nudge that 9, because he was always going to be on the 7. He would have been really unlucky not to have still finished in the 7. Freeball trying to get this as straight as possible, because that way he can just roll through, and he needs to get this cue ball quite close into the jaws here, and that looks alright. I don't think the in-off's on into the middle. I think the knuckle will just catch it, and it did. So Freeball manages to stem that little storm. He's cut back the lead to just the 1 rack. Gets the ball. What was this? We got 4 ball down in the break. And he's finished with no shot in the 2. He's going to try and play something crazy here. He's going to try and tuck behind the 3. I think that's what he's trying. Bit inside English, and he's played that nice soft touch. Plenty of inside English just to kick off the rail in behind the 3. Well, I think Freeball will be going for this, because that 2 cuts past the 3. No. Decided against it. Well, it wasn't a really difficult shot to keep it towards the rail, but at the same time, why stick your neck out at this stage? Well, now he's faced with a similar shot. He's still got a cut this time. The 9 ball's a good guide, and I think this time he's going to go for it. And that nice little nudge in the 9 solves that problem. It's off the rail now. Whatever you do here, don't hook yourself behind the 7. He's found a gap, and now again he can come through, follow through, maybe a little bit inside English and take the cue ball up towards the left middle, but again he chooses to leave it long, but just a roll through should suffice. And didn't plan in that kiss in the 9, and now it's all out. Got to get the cut. And it goes. Cue ball needs to keep going. He'll be happy with that. That's still going to give him a good sighting. So yet again we are back level pegging. 13 racks all. Now Freeball has the break, but getting nothing. Let's have a look at that 2 ball up there, see if it goes past the 5. Plenty of room, so you can just drop this 1 ball in. Now, he could just drop behind the 3 and leave it long into this bottom right. But he's drawn out, he's going to play the combo. Now, the angle that he's going to hit the 5 at, this cue ball's going to drop behind the 9 and the 7. So he's going to draw it, and this is really hoping he gets some sort of lucky bounce. Well, he'll take that. And this cue ball has to go as far up the table as possible without hooking himself behind the 7 and the 9, because he wants to be able to just cut that 6 along the route. This is running too fast, and he's going to hook himself. Well, only one option here, isn't there? And if the cue ball doesn't run too hard, he should still be on the 7. Oh dear, he's followed through. And again, that was just from a poor positional shot. He knew that he had to get the cue ball up as close as he could to be able to hold for that 7, but he overhit it. And he was always going to hook himself behind the 7 and 9. They were sitting there as blockers. Freeball is set up the 9. Well, Imajica will be breathing a sigh of relief. He's managed to dig himself out a hole there, but it was handed in a plate. So back into the lead again. Now, what was it went down that time? The 8 ball. 8 balls gone, 1 sitting over the bottom right, left, 2 sitting very close, but 3 is up the table. So let's see if Imajica has the same problem again, because he's got to manoeuvre the cue ball off this 2. Now, is that too straight? Yes, it is. So now he's got to crack this 2 ball in with a lot of top and left-hand English to get this cue ball punched off the rail and up. It needs to keep going. Well, I think the angle was too straight even to do that. And that's weak. That's very weak. And maybe a little sign of nerves creeping in now. I think the 4 goes past the 7. It does it? Yeah, it goes. I think that's also straight in the 5. Well, there's a slight angle. He can stun up with a 6. But once again, Freeball's going for this distance shot. Little roll through in the 6. Much easier to get position in the 7 with a little roll through than trying to draw it. Well, this is a pressure shot. He didn't really do anything with the cue ball to try and get it better on the 9, so now he's got an awkward cut, but he gets it. He's still pulling him out. So, both players needing 7 racks for victory. We're tied at 14 all. No joy in the break. Well, that one certainly goes in there, no problem. But he's sent it around the angles. The free ball just looking to tuck the cue ball behind the 4 or cut it. Well, maybe that was asking a bit too much. Can Imajica take the lead again? I think he's now dead straight in the 3. Might be a slight angle, he might be able to force it through, but again he looks as if he's going for the draw. That needs to kiss the 4 some way. Well, he's kissed behind it. Now what does he do? I think he can still cut that in. He's looking at the angle. That cue ball's spinning, and it's just spun enough. It's blocked to pot and angle in this 5. So out with the jump cue. Well, this time he's successful. The cue ball's travelled around the corner and back out for the 6. And he's looking favourite now in this rack. Well, he could stun the cue ball quite firm off the side rail and come back out for the 8 ball. The angle's there to do it. Well, he's played the draw again. And now we've got a problem. The problem being that because he's playing the draw, he's now got this big long distance. The angle means the cue balls want to run up the table again, so he's going to have to run the cue ball up and down the table here. There's no way he can hold for the 9. Well, if he managed to, I'll take my hat off to that one, because I did not think he could hold the pace to leave a shot in that 9. And in it goes, and Imajica takes the lead again. Well, I think since 4 racks all, this lead's changed about, it feels as if it's changed about 10 times on each side. Well, Freeball comes to the table, he's got nothing other than a push out. And he's quite happy to leave that 9 sitting there, adjacent to the 4. Clever little shot there by Imajica. Played the little 1-4 carom. Sorry, was it 1-7? 1-7 carom. And now he's lining up a 1-9 combo, I think. I don't think the 1 goes direct. Oh, it does go past. Plenty of room. My eyes are getting really bad. And he's finished perfect in the 2. Drop the 2 in. Cue ball out into the middle of the table for the 3. But oh, believe it or not, that 4 does go past the 9. Very, very tight. Extremely tight. But it does go past it. But you need to get a good line on it. Well, he's settled for the billiard. He's going to edge the 4 and try and billiard the 9 in. I presume that's what he's going to do. And he's played it perfect. So now we have daylight between Imajica and Freeball, and it's happening at the latter stages of the match. And Freeball's got to respond. Imajica comes up dry. Oh, he's overcut that. He's cutting it away from the pocket. When this could be a crucial rack, all the balls sitting in the open. Imajica's got a long 1 ball. He doesn't have to do anything with the cue ball, just get it off the rail. Oh, he's followed through and went in. Well, that could be the turning point. That was a poor shot. Cue ball straightened up with a spin, followed the ball in, and Freeball, I was going to call him cue ball there. Freeball has now got ball in hand and the table at his mercy, and he has to get this. How does that 4 look past the 5? Plenty of room. And the pressure's on. As long as he leaves himself an angle on this 8 ball. Now he needs to really stop the cue ball right there or run through onto the rail, but he needs an angle. So he's run through onto the rail, got a nice little angle, he can drop the 8 ball, natural path of the cue ball's going to come up towards the middle pocket, and he's under hit that. This isn't comfortable. And that's why he's missed it. He knows that he should have got himself a lot more comfortable in that 9 ball, and that is a telling sign. The nerves are jangling a bit, and Freeball now staring down a 3 rack deficit at the wrong end of the match. Imajica's leading by 17 racks to 14. Imajica scratches in the break, and Freeball is now looking at a long distance 1-9 combo. And is he just going to leave it on? No, he isn't. Well, I think he felt he had to try and get a quick rack there, but at that distance it was always going to be tough. But what's he done? He's just sacrificed control to Imajica. And if Imajica can do something here, this will hurt. And I think he can just... Well, it looks as if he's wanting to draw this ball again. I don't know why. Now he's finished dead straight in the 5. There's a good angle there just to send the cue ball off the rail and out for the 7. But the problem now is he's left it on the rail. Has he got an angle? Yes, he has. Let's see if he finishes behind this 7. And that looks good. So free ball is now, well, I would imagine any minute now, going to be looking at 18-14 behind. Well, this isn't a gimme. Easy to just overcut this towards this bottom rail. He's got to err on cheating the pocket, and that's what he's done. He's hit the side rail. Well, free ball's been in some problems before in matches and managed to dig himself out of trouble. The question is whether he can still do it. He's got not much more to play with. Imajica just needing the 3 racks. Free ball needs the 7. But at this stage of the match, this is where experience can come into it, and free ball certainly get lots of tournament experience over the years, a lot more than Imajica. And it's about holding your nerve. Free ball misses the kick in the 1, but not a lot of damage done. As long as he didn't burst open the 5 and the 8, that's one problem that Imajica's got to solve. The other one's the 7 and the 9. This is a delicate shot. Needs a soft draw here to get the cue ball back for the 3. And now I don't know whether he can roll this in dead weight and hold for the 4. Well, yes, he can. Now, let's have a look at the 5. Well, the 5's going absolutely nowhere. It's not going into any pocket. So in theory, he's got to move something if he can. And he's spun it too much. And I think he's hidden behind that knuckle, is he? Yep, absolutely no shot, I don't think. Well, if I was him, I would have been just taking a bit longer to think about that, because he's left it on for free ball. Got the kick. And this 7's got to go into the same pocket. And he's got to hit this enough to get the cue ball over to the left. Round behind it. Not too far. Oh, he's okay. And a nice angle in the 8. Played that with a little spin to get the cue ball out. That's why the 8 rattled. Right, now free ball has got everything at his mercy. He's got the break, needs a ball in the break, and he's not getting it. And what's more, he's left a 1 on. Imajica's got a shot here, but he's again, there's a couple of problem balls, that 6 and 7. Imajica still leading by 18 racks to 15. Now, I think the four's off that end rail at the far end, but he still needs to leave an angle. He can't go right onto the rail, and he's done that, so he can now drop over behind the 5. And maybe the best shot's looking for maybe snooker and free ball on this 6 ball if he gets a shot at it. Oh, well, how about that? He lashes out at the 4, makes a complete hash of it, and actually billiards the 9 ball into the middle. Well, that's changed the atmosphere. Well, Freeball's asking if he went for that. No way that he went for that. But it really just means that Imajica's only needing 2 racks, and that one would have hurt. Freeball a bit annoyed. It's got to him. And that's never a good sign. If you're more concerned about somebody making an apology because they got a bit lucky, you just have to get on with it. Where's the cue ball going? Where's it going? Well, now's Freeball's chance for putting his money where his mouth is now. He's got to do it. Get that cue ball on a nice angle in the 4 and get the cue ball stunned across for the 5. Now, does the 7 go past the 8? No, it doesn't. Well, I know the shot I'd be playing. I'd be thinning off that 7 and trying to tuck it as near to that 8 as I could. He's going for the bank though, so this is all out or nothing. And that has to run to the side rail and slow down. Imajica's got the same dilemma. He could go for the bank into the corner and he might get the double bank. I don't know whether that ball will go past the 7 though, the 8. So he's got to get this in 1. And the cue ball, of course, is going the wrong direction. Well, he'll be happy with that. Played it at such a pace where it was never going to do the double bank, but at least it's finished in the end rail. Freeball trying to thin it. And I think he's played that well. But I think that edge that's sticking out is enough for Imajica to actually tuck this in. He can cut it in. And in it goes. Was it a legal shot? I think it was. I think the cue ball hit the rail and come back up and hit the 8. Yes. Now just get the cue ball into the middle of the table. That's all you need to do. And he's running. He's running. And now it's one of these little tweaky ones. It's just off the line of sight. And again, to me, you don't spend an awful lot thinking about this. You go with instinct and in it goes. So now Imajica's sitting on the hill. What would he do for a 9 ball in the break here? 9 ball gets kicked, but nothing goes in. All the balls are sitting in the open. although they're a bit adjacent to one another down at the bottom here, but Freeball's got to get from this 1 to the 2. He needs to avoid the traffic, needs to find a gap. He has done, that's a good shot. Keep going. Now I think he's unfortunate though that he's finished a bit straight, so again, well, he could do two things. He could just roll through and leave that 3 into the middle. That's not asking to do an awful lot. It'd be the simplest shot. And that's what he's done. And he's played that pretty good, because I think he can drop in behind the 4. Right. So Freeball, 5 racks behind. Well, what does he do now? Does he go for this in the middle? He's not going to have a shot in the 6. I think he's just going to try and tuck the cue ball here. Surely. No, he's going for it. He's going for it. And in goes the 6. Needs to slow up. He's going to go square. Well, this is awkward. And he's hit it into the jaws. How's his luck? Well, Imajica's not going to mess about. He's going to go for the bank. You can't go for the cut there. The double bank is on. He's got to go for the bank. And that looks good. And he's finished perfect on the 9 ball. So Imajica, probably against the odds, if you were a betting man, seals the match by 21 racks to 15.